For this video, I'm going to do something I've never done before and allow an important voice a platform. This video is based on a tweet thread by Miss TLC at I am Miss TLC, a record industry insider who, without saying too much, was involved in certain projects that would be very familiar to anyone following this channel. Whilst I'm reading the tweets, they are exactly as they first appeared, and the GIFs used are the original ones used in the thread. Sometimes it is very important to give focus to an intelligent, eloquent voice in these ongoing issues between companies and the purple community. There is an uncommon clarity of thought at work here. It just exudes logic and common sense. As Prince once said, every just so often, the words of another seem to work out fine. Thank you, Miss TLC, for furthering this discussion and being able to hear some very valid points. Let us know your thoughts on the current situation in a comment below. From what I understand, things have been a little off kilter in the Prince community as of late, in regards to infringement threats. I know it started with the treatment of the Purple Rain First Avenue tribute video, which disappointed me greatly, but it has since grown. Here's my take. I could talk for 7 hours about my full thoughts on the situation, but the short answer is, it's complicated. Posthumous tributes to him where no one is selling music, videos, movies illegally should be acceptable, even if you think he would have taken it down. Here's why. He wasn't an enigma. His opinions evolved throughout life, which is healthy and normal, and he often seemed like a walking contradiction. He wholeheartedly projected the epitome of that alter ego, two-side gem in our life. He didn't like artists covering his music, but he loved what Princess was doing, rightfully so, because they're amazing. He didn't want fans selling bootlegs, but he collected bootlegs of other artists and came round to admitting that he didn't mind free sharing later in life. He spent countless hours storing thousands of recordings and videos in the vault, but then said it wasn't really up to him what happened to them when he passed. He disliked others performing his songs in concert, but then performed many other artists' songs in concert. He fought tooth and nail over rights to his art, but then, allegedly, didn't have a will to present what he wanted to do with said art after he departed from this plane. This is why I actually believe that he looked at his mission on Earth like this. He knew he was born gifted, and in turn he gifted the world with his lessons, his conversations, with family, friends, mentees, young artists, and most of all, the joy and strength that his music delivered to so many. But I truly feel like he wasn't concerned with rights and financial details, which unfortunately leads to family battles and court cases more often than not, after he reached the dawn. He wasn't married at the time of passing and didn't have a living child, so I feel he just wanted to transition and be at peace, with the hopes that others would remember him and his words and his music. If he was still present on this plane, he might still be complaining about YouTube and streaming services and compulsory licensing, but he came round to Tidal later on in his life, and therefore might have come round on more. We'll never know. It sounds insane, I know, but I honestly feel like he floated onto the next dimension, which can mean a plethora of different things depending on your religion or spirituality, without a care in the world about cease and desist letters. They are just a worldly tool, and he is otherworldly. So what does this mean for the estate? For one, they shouldn't be harassing fans, for they are the ones that will uphold the legacy, not the lawyers complaining about avatars, screen names and social media tributes. I know firsthand how complicated the social media copyright debate can get. I've been in the actual meetings at record labels where this topic is discussed, and I've voiced my opinion, hoping to enact change for the future. But I'm not naive, and I know how it's done. Labels, publishing companies have employees whose sole job is to follow algorithmic results that target any and everyone that posts their content. Emotion, logic and reason is not part of the process. This is how posts like the First Avenue Purple Rain tribute get taken down. It's a short-sighted practice that I believe doesn't dig deep enough into the usage of each post. Is it educational? Is the poster making money off it? Is it slanderous? If not, I personally think it should be left alone. Social media is how we communicate nowadays. Sending your friends and followers videos, clips, playlists, memes and GIFs is the 2018 version of "come over my house, I want to show you this new video." Technically, was anyone ever supposed to be recording off the radio, or making personalised mixtapes to distribute to a new boyfriend or girlfriend, or copying music videos off MTV onto a blank VHS to pass along to friends at school? No, but it was an accepted and necessary practice. This is why I feel that policies need to be updated as it pertains to the sharing of pop culture on social media platforms. It should always be illegal to sell someone else's product without a license. You can't copy and sell concerts, albums, photos, etc. without a license. But posting an abbreviated clip to discuss with your people honestly doesn't hurt anyone. If anything, it helps. It's promotion. It pushes fans to search for longer clips of what they see. And, newsflash, if you have a full product available for purchase, they'll open their wallet. And we know that 2 minutes of Prince anything is never enough. Anyway, it will never show a full video or song or concert. It's just an amuse-bouche. You can satiate admirers' appetites by providing the full meal elsewhere. So do it. So what do I think the estate should be doing instead of wasting time concerning themselves with people who have Prince's initials in their screen name? Post more video footage. Release more music. Those are the same people who would link to it if they could and will buy what you sell. Link to the good people upholding his legacy with love. Don't harass caring folks who tirelessly present music lessons online or produce educational symposiums or present knowledgeable podcasts. Work with them. Pay them for their research, insight and access to the community. Some old school fans were mad when some of Prince's catalogue was released on streaming services. But without that access, the unfortunate truth is that new fans will stop searching. There will be no growth in his base. He wouldn't be celebrated properly. It is a means to an end. In conclusion, know that I feel this way about all great music historians on here. The best thread makers and conversation starters should be lauded, and corporate entities should be thanking them and paying them. Welcome them into the fold. Their passion plus promotion equals potential profit. In truth, I have friends whose accounts have been deleted after their following grew and their community conversations on sports, music, fashion and pop culture were deemed problematic because of video footage. But networks, radio stations, award show producers etc. should be hiring them. There are certain people who I've seen present at Yale or NYU who, even though they were not looking for money and they were free educational conferences, could grab the fan base's attention in a plethora of ways. Utilise them. Hire them for release events, hire them for research or roundtable discussions on curation decisions, hire them to prevent another liner notes debacle like Purple Rain Deluxe. Involve people like Anil Dash, Dwayne Tudell and Slingshot Annie who will do the work. Anyway, thanks for listening.